Now on CoastTV News.
Toll hike hits.
They quadrupled the cost to go up a highway.
Exactly how much your next trip on Route 1 will cost.
Lake Girard land battle. A homeowner wants to buy part of a public park in Rehoboth.
A beautiful weekend is knocking on our door, and the latest on Hurricane Erin and what that means for Delmarva next week.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Driving through toll plazas now more expensive. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with a price increase for drivers in Delaware.
Starting today, tolls on Delaware's highways went up. Some even doubled. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is live in Dover. And Emma, the tolls on Route 1 start right there.
Maddie, many people drive Route 1 to get up to the airport or for various business upstate. This car has a Delaware Easy Pass. We are going under the tolls right now, and once we go through the toll booth, we'll now be charged the new rate of $1.50 instead of $1. But that's only because it's not 7 p.m. yet. Once the weekend rates go into effect, it will be $4. Driving on Route 1 in Delaware. Now that trip will be more expensive. As of Friday, DelDOT's toll rates are increasing. That means for drivers with a Delaware Easy Pass, driving through Dover Toll Plaza and Biddle's Toll Plaza in Middletown will go from costing you $1 at each place to $1.50 at each place, so $3 on the weekdays. And for the weekends, $3 at each plaza goes to $4 at each place, making that trip $8 on the weekends. Roberta Lichter is a Rehoboth Beach local, so she has a Delaware Easy Pass and she's not bothered by the price hike.
I think it's well worth the toll increase, the money that it'll, generate and what it'll do for our roads. If you're using cash or a non-Delaware Easy Pass, driving through the same plazas, Dover to Biddle's, $1 at each place, so $2 on the weekdays, goes to $2.50 at each stop, so $5 on the weekdays. For the weekends, $3 at each plaza turns into $6 at each toll booth, making that total drive $12 on the weekends. Jay King is from Texas, so his Easy Pass is out of state. He's not happy with the changes.
I think it's ridiculous. They quadrupled the cost to go up a highway.
And some drivers just don't care.
Honestly, have no clue what the costs were.
DelDOT says the increases will generate around $40 million towards road projects. DelDOT says this is the first toll price hike in 10 years and that it is long overdue. But if you do drive Route 1 a lot, there is an option to get a frequent user plan at a discount. Back to you guys.
All right, Emma, thank you. Now, drivers also, you got to brace for higher costs at the DMV later this year. Certain driver's license fees are going up. For example, the current fee for a duplicate ID is $5. It's going to go to $10. And EV and hybrid car owners will soon pay a new registration fee. All of that happening October 1st.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is your take on Delaware's toll increases?
Let's take a look at the updated results. Kind of split here. 45% say hurts commuters. 23% say it's just too expensive. 32% though say it is necessary revenue.
And we do have a comment from Kim. She says, just another reason to take the back roads.
If you have not voted yet, you can still do that, and we will definitely take some more comments if we can get them as well.
Yeah, you can do that on our Coast TV mobile app. You can use our website. We'll show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11.
Let's take a look at Lake Girard Park in Rehoboth Beach, the location of it, and the private property owners that live on Virginia Avenue, where that green marker is pointing towards. They want to purchase just over 1,400 square feet of the park.
Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Rehoboth Beach. Brandon, the request to buy that land, it is not happening.
Charlie, after over 2 hours of presentations and the public comment period, Rehoboth commissioners and the mayor unanimously voted to deny the purchase of this land behind me. City officials said it would go directly against the comprehensive plan of Rehoboth if they were to approve it. Ahead of that decision, people Coast TV spoke with, their opinion was anything but unanimous.
I don't really understand the rhyme or reason. Probably the owners want to have a bigger backyard, but I doubt we get to visit their backyard.
I don't have a problem with somebody purchasing the land as long as it doesn't affect the ecosystem.
multiple locals who spoke at today's public hearing said if the city were to allow the purchase of this land, of this public park land, then that would open up the door for more people to purchase public land here in Rehoboth. Live in Rehoboth Beach, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
Fight against flooding continues in Dewey Beach. Town leaders looking at ways to keep water from pooling on certain downtown roads. Martin Brule says the flooding on Reed Avenue is so bad he has to replace the brakes on his truck yearly, and their house is even raised to keep the water out.
Well, continually with any type of high tide, especially if something's being pulled in, we could get flooding all the way up to the cottage or under the cottage.
Town leaders are looking to put in a pump station. The estimated $1.3 million project would help keep pooling water at bay. Nothing set in stone just yet. Speaking of weather-related events, let's take a live look outside into Lewis. I really want to be on that boat that's on the canal right now, because our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobuono, has a look at what he keeps saying is just going to be a perfect weekend.
That's right. Good evening, Maddie and Charlie. We're going to have plenty of sunshine through the weekend, and it's a pretty nice day. Seasonable, 87 in Georgetown was our high, but warmer along the eastern shore. We hit 90 in Cambridge, 90 east, and 89 in Salisbury. We have more of an east wind today, so pretty nice at the beach with the sea breeze. We're at 81 in Ocean City, east wind at about 6 miles an hour, and you can see we're holding at 78 in Rehoboth, 79 in Lewis, 82 Milton to 85 in Milford. There's those winds gusting up to 20 there in Ocean City, 19 Indian River Inlet, and we're going to continue to see that onshore wind through the overnight. We had a few spotty showers develop along the eastern shore, all thanks to that east wind kind of merging with that stalled out front to our west, kind of right over the peninsula. That front is going to kind of stay there throughout the weekend, but we're looking at high pressure building in and looking at sunshine through the weekend. This evening we stay dry. All those showers are going to be ending on the eastern shore. 75 by around midnight. We'll have that marine layer push in through the overnight into the early part of our Saturday. So we're looking at plenty of sunshine through the weekend. Highs Saturday in the mid 80s. By Sunday we're looking at upper 80s to around 90. As we get into next week, though, we are looking at actually below average temperatures, and we're looking to stay pretty dry, but all eyes are going to be along the coast as we deal with Hurricane Erin, which is going to be well out to sea, but we're going to be dealing with some coastal impacts, meaning dangerous surf, rip currents, as well as the threat of some coastal flooding. We'll talk more about that coming up in that full 7-day forecast. Maddie.
Chris, thank you. Funeral services for former Delaware Governor and Congressman Mike Castle are taking shape. A visitation for Castle will be held at Chandler Funeral Home in Wilmington from 5 to 8 next Thursday. A private burial for Castle will be at St. Mary Magdalene Roman Catholic Church in Wilmington at 10:30 a.m. next Friday. A celebration of life will follow at the Wilmington Country Club.
For those who aren't familiar, Mike Castle's political career began in 1966 as a Delaware state representative. Castle later served as a state senator, lieutenant governor, 2-term governor, and 9 terms as a U.S. congressman. Castle was a moderate Republican. Welfare reform, one of his biggest accomplishments, as well as help for diabetics. To this day, he is the last Republican to serve as governor or in Delaware's congressional delegation. He was 86 years old. And for more on Mike Castle's legacy and how he's being remembered, be sure to check out CoastTV.com. West Nile virus has been detected in Delaware for the first time in 2025, found in sentinel chickens in Newcastle County. These chickens, used by DenRec to monitor mosquito-borne illnesses, tested positive on August 13th. While no human cases have been reported this year, officials warned that the risk remains through mid-October. Horse owners are urged to vaccinate against the West Nile virus as well and other diseases that inflame the brain.
The last of the former Salisbury University students involved in a 2024 off-campus ambush and assault has been sentenced. 19-year-old Zachary Lineman has pled guilty days before going to trial. According to court documents, Lineman posed as a 16-year-old on the dating app Grindr to lure an adult victim to an off-campus apartment in October 2024. That adult was beaten by multiple SU students in a vigilante-style attack. Zachary Lineman was sentenced to 6 years, but most of it suspended. He'll spend about 18 months behind bars. Of the 15 students charged in this case, just 1 was acquitted.
Delaware remains in a literacy emergency. That's despite some progress in students' in-state test results. The State Department of Education says more than half of Delaware students in grades 3 through 8 are not proficient in English or math. They say about half of the 11th graders are proficient in SAT reading, but where they struggle is the SAT math, with proficiency at only 18%. One bright spot, however, and this is important, is Cape Henlopen in Sussex County, where students have been making steady gains.
Today, Governor Matt Meyer signed House Bill 187 into law. With this measure now in place, both in-state and out-of-state licensed producers can ship beer and wine directly to Delaware consumers. But there are strict regulatory limits. Supporters say allowing direct-to-consumer shipments will create new opportunities for wineries and breweries to reach customers they previously couldn't serve.
There'll be a network of small business wineries that will share information with each other, share mailing lists. It should grow. It should help this place soar.
Delaware now becomes the 49th state to permit direct-to-consumer wine shipping, leaving Utah as the only state without it. And we have more news to get to this evening.
A local clinic offering free spay and neuter to cats where and when.
And rain chances are going to be hard to come by over the next 7. We have isolated storm chances Monday and then Wednesday, all thanks to a pair of cold fronts. We'll have the latest on Hurricane Erin that's continuing to intensify in the Atlantic coming up.
First, from tie-dye and tunes to classic cars and comics, it'll be a fun weekend. We have your cool things to do in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
The weekend is rolling in with good vibes, groovy times, and a chance to make some memories.
Coast TV's Christina DeRobertis has all your cool things to do.
Break out the tie-dye and bell bottoms because it's Hippie Fest time in Milford. The Milford Museum bringing the groovy vibes back to the Causey Mansion this Saturday from 3 to 8. Bring your lawn chairs and enjoy food trucks plus music from the Funsters. You can step into action for a great cause this weekend at the 3rd annual Shuck Cancer 5K Run/Walk. It's happening Sunday at Big Oyster Brewery in Lewis. If you're into comics, collectibles, and games, Blue Hen Comic Con lands at the Delaware State Fairgrounds Saturday and Sunday. The event benefits Make-A-Wish and Toys for Tots. Finally, car lovers, rev your engines. The Beachcombers Corvette Club of Southern Delaware is hosting their annual charity car show. It's Saturday morning in Georgetown, and it's open to all makes and models, with proceeds helping the Food Bank of Delaware. Head to coasttv.com for event details, tickets, and more.
Now we're looking pretty good for the golf forecast into your Saturday morning. 75 degrees with some fog to start, on our way to highs in the mid-80s. We'll keep that sunshine in play through the rest of the weekend. Have details on cooler temperatures next week and the latest on Erin. Full forecast is up next. Well, we're carrying the sunshine we had today into the weekend, and we're looking very nice with seasonable temperatures. We're at 81 right now in Ocean City. We have more of an east wind today, so it's been nice and cool along the coast. Temperatures falling into the upper 70s this evening if you're heading to the boards in Ocean City. Looking pretty nice under partly cloudy skies. We're at 79 Indian River Inlet, 78 in Bethany Beach. We're at 81 Long Neck, 83 Georgetown to 86 in Seaford. There's that east wind. Seen some gusts upwards of 20. Ocean City, 17 in Indian River Inlet. We'll see that marine layer kind of push over the area through the overnight. Right now we're dealing with mainly clear to partly cloudy skies. We had a few spotty showers develop along the eastern shore. Those have since dissipated as high pressure is building in throughout the mid-Atlantic. We have that clockwise flow pushing in that easterly wind off the ocean. So for tonight, we're at 70 to 75, fog and some low clouds, and we're still quite muggy out there with temperatures in the lower 70s. So we start with that fog to start for our Saturday, but by the afternoon, we're going to be dealing with mostly sunny skies. 84 throughout much of the interior peninsula. We're looking at 87 along the eastern shore. That's going to be the warmest area of the day tomorrow, and we're at 80 along the coast. So there's that fog to start. Plenty of clear skies through the afternoon, looking very nice. And then by Saturday night into Sunday, we're once again dealing with that fog in early Sunday. But by the afternoon, warmer, pushing 90 throughout much of the interior Delmarva, and we're looking at the upper 70s to lower 80s at the coast. As we get in the late part of the day, more like the evening, early Monday morning, could see a brief shower as that front pushes through. I think primarily we will be dry. Hurricane Erin with sustained winds at 75 miles an hour as it continues to push towards the west. You see the tropical storm watches and warnings up for the northern Leeward Islands. They're expecting some rain there, some mudslides, and up to 6 inches of rain there along Puerto Rico. Just kind of give you an idea of how wide the storm is going to expand. The center of that storm pushing well to the north, and then it's going to make that turn early next week. And by Wednesday, you could see it parallel to the east coast of Carolina. 130-mile-an-hour wind, still Category 4, and it's going to kind of split between the East Coast and Bermuda, and that center is going to be well off the coast, but we're going to see a lot of wave action beginning Tuesday through Thursday. And then you see Futurecast shows Erin, the eye is well out to sea, but we're dealing with strong onshore flow, and that's going to produce quite a bit of waves. In fact, we may be seeing 6 to 12 footers hit the coast of the Delmarva Peninsula as we get into Thursday. That's kind of when we expect the peak wave action. So likely going to see some coastal flooding issues as well as some beach erosion, and dangerous surf and rip currents are going to be developing by Tuesday through Wednesday. And then you see those temperatures low 80s through most of next week.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
The Phillies are on a little bit of a losing skid. They've lost 3 in a row and are at risk of 4 straight defeats for the first time in over 2 months. But on the bright side, their opponent tonight is the Nationals, who are dead last in the NL East. Now, to be fair, Washington did take down Philadelphia 3-2 last night. Plus, over the last week, these offenses have been trending in completely different directions. The Nats have batted .289, a top 5 mark in the majors. But on the flip side, the Phils have slumped with a bottom 5 average of just .207. Yesterday's 2-run performance certainly didn't help out there. But like I said, in the grand scheme of things, these two teams are simply in different places. Philadelphia has built up a 5-game lead over the New York Mets for first place in the NL East, while Washington, on the other hand, owns the worst record in the entire National League. First pitch from Nationals Park is at 6:45 tonight. Philadelphia has its ace on the mound in Zach Wheeler. Washington has Mackenzie Gore on the bump. And for an update after the game, you can tune into the final score tonight at 10:30 over on DSN. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, Delmarva.
Taking care of your pet just got a little bit cheaper. Humane Animal Partners has a special for cats where they'll provide spay and neuter services for owned cats. The organization says this is free. To participate, head over to their Rehoboth Beach location Monday. HAP says these clinics are made possible due to generous support from the Delaware General Assembly.
And we're looking really nice for your Friday evening plans, falling to around 75 by around 10 on our way to the lower 70s as some fog develops through the overnight. And the skeeter meter, well, will be high here through the weekend with that humidity remaining pretty high through the weekend. We'll see a bit of a drop in the humidity as we go into the early part of next week. Linda Schnell of Millsboro, Delaware, you're the winner of our Paul Davis umbrella. You can get your forecast anytime, as always, by dialing that First Alert weather phone, sponsored by Brockstem on Dallas Federico. Your 10-day forecast shows mid-80s for our Saturday. Very nice weekend. We're up to 89 on Sunday. Front comes through late Sunday into Monday. Isolated storm chances Monday afternoon. Most of the week is dry. We'll see another front Wednesday producing a few isolated storms, but then again watching for those dangerous swells and rip currents as we go into the end of next week.
All right, Chris, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.